Good Tuesday afternoon, December 6th. I'd like to start off and welcome all the new subscribers to the channel and the continued supporters of the channel. Thank you both very much. It is 19 days before Christmas. I hope everyone is getting all the Christmas shopping done, but let's don't forget the true meaning of Christmas. So today's video is probably going to be a two-part series. I'm going to do a service on the Super C. I've done one with the oil change in the past, but we're going to change the oil. We're going to change the gear oil in the back and in the transmission. And I've also got new oil seals and new felt seals to fix the leaking oil seal on the right rear axle here. That'll probably be in the second part. But today's video, or the first part of the video, we're going to change the fluids and adjust the brakes up because I've got a little bit more play in this brake than I do this one. So we're going to try and get those even today, and I'll go through step by step of how to set the preload and do your final adjustment on the brakes. And hopefully I don't have to buy new brakes yet. So let's go ahead and get the oil draining. I've got the oil fill cap off that way that it doesn't create a vacuum, and this way the oil flows out faster. So we're going to get this draining. Uh-oh, don't you overflow. There we go. Yeah, it got a good workout this year between doing my garden and the JT West Plow Day, which was a lot of fun. Looking forward to this year's plow day. So, but like I said, I enjoyed it. It was a good time to be had by all. So we're going to let this drain for a little bit, and once that stops, or to where I'm satisfied with it, where you don't see a continuous flow, maybe like a drip or two, then we'll go ahead and drain the filter and replace the rubber O-ring, and I went back with the original cartridge. So, all right, well, let's let this drain, and then we'll move on to the filter, and then we'll drain the final drive, and then last we'll do the adjustment on the brakes. So let's let this drain, and we'll come back and do the filter. Okay, you can see here it's just a drop, drop, drop. That's about what I let it do before I put the plug back in and move on to the filter. This way I know that it should be almost completely dry except for just a light film up top. So we'll go ahead and put the plug in, and we're going to move on to the oil filter. And like I said, I kept the original cartridge style filter. I just like, you know, nostalgia, the older stuff. I mean, it's bad enough I put an alternator on this tractor. Well, that's pretty good. I guess we got all the oil out. Tell you what, I didn't want to tighten it up that much. There it is. Careful not to get any down into the return. And stick this in here so I don't get any into the return. Alright, that's the last piece of the seal. Alright, there's nothing there. So we'll go ahead and put the new seal in. Now, I'll probably get a little grief, but I'm going to take some of the old oil, make sure there's no trash or nothing in it, and just lightly go over it so you don't put it in dry. Alright, and I didn't fill any trash, so we'll put it back in here. Okay. New filter goes in this way. The larger opening seats down into here. This will go in the wood stove. Alright, put the cover back over it. Sit it down there. There we go. Alright, we will put the bolt in. Alright, we're getting ready to add the oil, and this is what I was talking about just a couple seconds ago. You have two petcocks that are welded into the oil pan. The lower, of course, is going to be your low level, and the upper will be your high level. So when you're putting the oil back in the tractor, you want to open the high level and just add the oil until it starts to run out, and then technically it's full. But like I said, me personally, I add another half quart to allow or compensate for the oil filter absorbing the oil. So, just me. But anyway, like I said, I use Napa SA, and it's not a paper motion. I use Napa SAE 30 detergent oil. I mean, it's worked for many, many years. It'll work for many, many years more. So, let's go on and top this off so we can move on to the back. Alright, we're at 5 quarts. It should be, there it is, starting to drip now at 5 quarts. So what I'm going to do is close this off. Alright, it's closed. Let me make sure it's tight. Alright, that's tight. And like I said, I'm going to add about a half a quart extra to compensate for the filter. Alright, dead on the money, 5.5 quarts. Let's move on to the back of the tractor. Okay, I've got the plug already loose. I'm going to slide the bucket a little bit forward. Hopefully there's not more than 5 gallons of oil in here. If it is, I have to put the plug back in and probably make a mess. But this time they did it correctly. They put the plug in the bottom because the transmission drain plug from my M is right here in the back, and it doesn't drain completely. But let's hope there's not a lot of water in here. Whoa. There is so much sludge in the bottom of this tractor. That is unbelievable. There it comes, finally. That we may end up pulling the transmission top plate and cleaning this thing, because that was a lot of sludge. But I'm grateful there was no water. It's black. I've never seen oil this dirty, except in a diesel. I don't know what was in here. Okay, let's regroup. Let me get another bucket, and we'll finish draining it. We're probably going to let this drain for a while, because I want to make sure everything's out of there. I do have gasket paper to make a new gasket for the top plate if needed to remove it, but we'll see what happens. So let's get us another bucket. Okay, we're going to adjust the brakes. I've got all the locking or jam nuts loose, so we can do it or make the adjustment. Now, in the book, it says the preload, which will actually be the spring here. The preload on this spring between the washer and the ball actuator is supposed to be an inch and a 1/16, I believe. And we're good there. We're at 1 1/16. So, and it's supposed to have 1 7/16 inches of free travel. And what that means, free travel, is this pedal will actually move almost 1.5 inches before it starts to engage the brake. And right there starts. So I'm a little bit more, I believe. Well, we're close. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust this up so that this pedal is same as here, because right there I have the brake starting to actuate, or the brake starting to work. So what I'm going to do is make sure this pedal is even with this one. So what I'll do, you can see the difference in the pedal travel. There we go. So anyway, what I'm going to do is tighten this up, and I'll turn this in. Like I said, everything's loose. I'll just spin this in. Right about there, and you can see that the actual pedal travel is there. So I need to go in just a little bit more. Bring that pedal travel up. You can see the pedal move backwards. Right there. Just a little more. And you see the pedal moving backwards. Right there. I think that's about it. All right, I'm gonna leave it like that. There it is right there. I hope this works, because if it doesn't, then I'm going to have to replace the brake bands, which is not that big a deal. I do plan on restoring the tractor later. All right, now this, I've got less travel than I do on this one. But like I said earlier, the hardware over there, the adjuster and everything is not the correct one. So we're just going to leave this like it is. Let me back off just a little bit. Let me see. All right, that's going to work. I'm happy with that. So what I'm going to do is tighten these two locking nuts up so that it doesn't move. And that's it. I'm going to continue to let the transmission case drain overnight to make sure all that stuff is out of there before I fill it up with new oil. So thank you for watching, and stay tuned for part 2, where we replace the axle seals and take the front wheels off and grease the bearings. We'll see you in part 2. Have a great afternoon from Old Red Tractors.